Executing a strong project cycle is key to an impact team's ability to enact lasting change in their school. When any stage of the project cycle is not completed, misaligned, or implemented incorrectly, the project cycle loses effectiveness. Last year, we got feedback from our TLs that they were really interested in executing strong project cycles and receiving guided support throughout each stage of the project cycle. Though it became less of a focus, we'll be doubling down on the project cycle this year, as we know it's best practice for driving results. This short video will review the project cycle and walk you through the updates to the project cycle documents. To begin, at TST, we believe lasting change in education comes from retaining our best teachers. We know that besides pay, two main reasons teachers don't stay in the classroom are lack of leadership opportunities and working conditions. At TST, we attempt to address both of these issues by giving our best teachers leadership opportunities and by coaching them through the empowering process of working towards the goal with their impact team. Though the goals of each team may vary depending on the needs of the school, our aim is to create a positive culture for the impact team and the school as a whole. By creating these leadership opportunities and building strong school culture, we aim to retain our best teachers and ultimately impact student achievement. So what does this look like on the ground? The teacher liaison leading the impact team creates lasting change in their schools via a year-long goal aligned to the school's mission. The goal is broken up into projects that are completed throughout the year. A project is an aligned, actionable task based on your team's goals, and the project cycle is the process of completing the project from planning to executing to reflecting. The project cycle is designed so teams can focus on a specific task that can be accomplished in about 1 to 2 months. After each project is complete, the cycle restarts. Impact teams should plan to complete 2 to 5 projects in a school year, all culminating in accomplishing the year-long goal. Here's an example of a year-long goal and the projects that will ensure the goal is met. This impact team has decided to focus on MTSS. The goal for this team is to improve MTSS processes in order to ensure that 80% of students in Tier 2 meet their growth goal as measured by the NWEA. In order to accomplish this goal, they've broken it up into 3 projects. In Project 1, the impact team will complete a landscape analysis to survey and observe current MTSS practices in the building. In the second project, the impact team will create a system for data collection and analysis. In the third project, the impact team will create a PD to brainstorm interventions and to help teachers provide interventions to students. After each project is complete, the impact team will share the information with their school teams. Through these 3 project cycles, the impact team hopes to accomplish their year-long goal. This is what the project cycle looks like. It's very familiar to a lot of us. It starts with team forming, and this occurs in the beginning of the year and it's not repeated. It's about setting intention by forming the team, creating the year-long goal, brainstorming projects, deciding on projects to complete to accomplish the goal, and ensuring admin buy-in so that as you embark on the project cycle, everyone is on board. The TL, or teacher liaison, plays a dominant role in this stage because team members' roles and responsibilities aren't yet clear. So then we begin the actual project cycle, and this happens in 3 phases that are repeated for each new project. The first phase is planning the project. During this time, the team will research project potential, analyze current needs, divvy up roles and responsibilities, and also lenses. The next phase is executing the project. This is where the team will work largely outside of meeting times. Tasks are delegated based on roles and responsibilities, and the TL is checking in with the team, updating admin, as well as measuring progress and reviewing metrics for the project. The final phase is reflecting on the project. The TL will get feedback on the process and roles and reflect on the outcomes with the impact team, admin, and coach. They'll share the learning with their school community and then restart the cycle with the next project, ultimately completing the year-long goal. One big change that has been made is to the forming document. What was once the forming document is now broken up into stages in 2 tabs in the hub, the Background Information and Goals tab and the Team Project Summary tab. We think these stages will allow your TLs to get initial buy-in and input from admin sooner, and it will allow you to walk into fall training with tons of context. Here are the stages of forming. First, context is built around the school's team and history, and this occurs during the summer. Second, a year-long goal is set that's aligned to the school's mission. This also occurs during the summer, and it's in the Background Information and Goals tab. Next, there's brainstorming and mapping out of projects that will lead to achieving the goal. You and your TL will work on this in the Project Summary tab during fall training. And finally, there's a time to review, revise, and ultimately finalize the Project Summary tab for the year. This is going to be work with the TL, the impact team, and the admin, and it must be completed and approved by the admin by September 30th. So how does TST fit into this? We know that every school has a different context and different needs, and because of that, there are some things that will look the same across all TST schools and some things that will differ based on context. Here's a chart showing the TST way and also the areas where there's flexibility. And we'll start with virtual coaching calls. We ask that you meet with your TL at least twice a month via Google Hangouts. That said, you can meet even more often if you choose and via different methods: texts, emails, visits, treats, you name it. For coaching notes, you and your TL will work on these together during each coaching call, but you get to choose the format, either Google Docs or Excel. For the Project Summary tab, your TL will update this during the year and link individual project documents within it. There's not a whole lot of flexibility here because it's best practice to frequently return to your strategic plan as an anchor for execution. For team goals, every impact team must have a measurable year-long goal, but the TL and the admin will select the goal based on school need. Similarly, for projects, your TL will choose initiatives that will drive their end goal and build team culture. But the TL, working with you and the impact team, as well as the admin, will brainstorm and select projects that will work within the context of the school. For the size of the team, we ask that it's at least 4 staff members, but we know it may be less depending on the organic size of the team. For the impact team, we ask that the TLs meet at least twice a month, or as we say, have at least 2 touch points per month. However, these touch points might be in-person meetings, virtual meetings, or individual check-ins with all team members, or a mixture. In terms of implementing the project cycle, this is critical, and there's not a whole lot of flexibility here because it's best practice to break down any goal into manageable sub-objectives. For the number of projects and the length of projects, at least 2 projects per year should be completed, and the suggested project length is about 1 to 2 months or 4 meetings. That said, the length and number of projects may vary depending on the goal. And finally, individual project documents. It's important that all 3 stages are executed for a successful project, and the individual project document will ensure that that happens. That said, you can use the document as a place to capture all of your planning and notes, or if you prefer a different format, you can drop links to the relevant external documents within that document. Through executing each project and ultimately completing the year-long goal, TST hopes to build teacher leadership and strong school culture so we can retain our best teachers and ultimately impact our students' achievement generation after generation.